week because all of last week I was sick, but I did run last Monday. I think last Monday was Martin Luther King Day. I ran last Monday, and after that I just got feeling really bad. I was having chest pains. My head was hurting. I took a COVID test yesterday. It came back negative. I was real congested. So all this week I just been off. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of my workout routine slash weight loss slash bridal prep, because the girl's getting married and I want to be snatched. But today I'm gonna do I think that's a very big step that's left out of makeup routines is skincare, because the finish will be flawless if you prep your skin before. But the products that I use, so first step, I use the Peter Thomas Roth Pumpkin Enzyme Mask Enzymatic Dermal Resurfacer. So it's a very abrasive exfoliant that I use. And I just, rubbed it into my skin, cleaned that off. Next, I went in with my oil-free acne wash, because your girl, it's that time of the month. And I got a breakout right here that's really stubborn. I had some last week. They were on my nose. I do have a little bit of hyperpigmentation on my skin, as you can see. But I use that. This has been like a staple since high school. This is my toner, good old Thayers facial toner with witch hazel aloe vera formula, and I get the rose petal kind, but they have different varieties. I want to try the aloe one, never tried it. I also use this on occasion, but I like the Thayers more. This one has more of a like soapy, and it's by Burt's Bees. It's a calming toner with witch hazel and rose, but again, it's kind of sudsy when I apply it, so that's why this one is more full. But this one, I really like that one. And now I'm going to, and then I also did my Peter Thomas Roth Firm Peeling Gel. I found this at TJ Maxx just to try it, because I like all of Peter Thomas Roth's products, because they're like so expensive at Sephora, but they're worth it, but I'm trying to save my coin. It's described to visibly roll, lick, and sweep away dead skin cells. When massaged onto skin, multi-action enzymes and cellulose help uncover a smooth, fresh, new complexion for all skin types. And you can literally like see like if you look in my hair right here, you can see like I just took it off before I decided to turn on my camera, because I thought I was filming already, but it wasn't. But yeah, you can literally see like little skin like roll up on your face. And when you first use it, it's kind of a tingle, but it's all like fruit acids in it. It's a natural enzymes, hence like pineapple and citrus, so it's kind of tingly, but it's a good tingly. Now I'm gonna go on with the moisturizer. I toned again after I did that also, and I just patted my face dry with this towel. My moisturizer that I'm currently using, and my skin, mind you, is oily combination skin. I'm using Murad Environmental Shield Essential C Day Moisture Broad Spectrum with SPF 30, which is very important for us melanated girls, especially with the hyperpigmentation. It'll help, prevent the dark spots from getting any darker, which I'm running out of. And I want to try a different moisturizer, because I've been using this one for a while, and I don't know, sometimes I just like to try new products just to see if one works better than the other. Again, this one came out a little bit too much, because I'm at like my literally end of the road here, but I'm gonna rub that in like so. And I invest in my skincare products. Some of these products again are kind of pricey. Like this, I got this in like a trial size variety pack like years ago. I've had this literally for about 4 years now, and I'm just not getting to the end of it, because if I'm just being honest with you, I wash my face, but it's not like an everyday routine. It's kind of like if I notice a breakout, I'm like, oh, I need to get back on that, and I'll do it for a couple days, and then once my skin clears up, I'm done. But I'm trying to stop that in 2022. I want to be consistent with my skincare routine.
So at this part of the video, I start rambling about my goals and things that I want to see myself doing this year. So I'm gonna fast forward through all of this.
Arching myself before I started filming. I kind of cut right there. And I always typically do my brows because I just feel like that's a waste of $10 to get somebody else to do them. And they normally mess them up. Either they do them too thin or they're too thick. Or, you know, I just clean them up myself. I don't know. It's just something I've always done. But for my brows, I'm going to start with, this is Anastasia Beverly Hills. Their clear brow gel. Mine looks brown because I use a brown pencil to fill them in. But I do this first to set my hairs in place. And I'm just going upward like so. I push all my hairs forward and stroke them up. Fan them out. Now, Anastasia has a new product out. It's called Brow Freeze. And my friend, Lauren, she put me on. I have yet to purchase it. She talked about it like last summer. I know. It's winter 2022. January is going to be February 2022. Still haven't bought it. But it's still on my list. Because every time I go to Sephora, it's out. I went around Christmas to get it and it was gone. But anyway, and this is bad out too. But I use this to just put my hairs in place and pretty much prep my brows before I apply my product, because it adheres better and the product goes on a lot smoother, especially if you're using a pencil. Now sometimes I use a pomade, and I would do the pomade first and then go in with the clear brow gel. But today we're just using the gel and the pencil because I'm out of pomade. It dries up, honey. And that's another thing. ABH, because that's the only pomade that I've ever used. Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade. It dries up. So if you have any suggestions on another pomade that is my brow pencil, I don't think I took it out. It's Anastasia as well. As you can see, and of course this video isn't sponsored because I'm just starting out. It's Anastasia Brow Wiz in the color Auburn. And I just like all of their brow products. I use e.l.f. also if you're looking for a drugstore alternative. But this is what I had today, and this is what I'll be using. And to prep it, you know, I just give a couple strokes to warm up the product so it'll go on a little bit smoother. And what I like to do, I start at the bottom. I'm gonna do this number right here.
So this is where I attempt to fill in my brow initially, and I fail horribly.
Back at the top.
I noticed at first sight, like, ooh, it's too thick. My brows are still wet. So I would say tip is to make sure that you let your brows dry completely before you fill them, because sometimes it'll smear and you won't get that sharp, clean cut look with your brows. So just note to self. So this is where I go in and I fix my mistake. I realize that my brow is way too heavy and just awkward looking. So I wipe it off and clean it up with a wet rag.
Let's try this out. Okay. Much better. Because, baby, that first one, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I just do here, like, you know, with soft strokes. Apparently I can't talk and do it at the same time. But I am just going in like so. Alright, we're gonna let that dry.
Okay, I'm back. So I try to dry my brushes real quick with the blow dryer. They're still kind of damp, so let's just finish prepping the skin with a little primer. I'm using Milk Cosmetics Hydro Grip Primer. I love this stuff. It gets very tacky and it quickly dries, so I'm trying to work quick on the spots where I know are my problem areas, which will be my nose, and my T-zone, because again, I have oily skin, my forehead. I really haven't been using primer because I've been rushing the few times that I do wear makeup, because I am a mom of 3. It's not often that I get to, you know, beat my face like this without rushing to try to get to wherever I'm going. But if I take my time, I can actually do a pretty good beat if the time is allotted. Because you know how guys are. Man, you taking forever. Shut up. You want to get this look or not? I mean, one of the two. Because I mean, baby, take me out to dinner. I don't even know who said that. I just seen somebody say it. I think it's on a TikTok. But I think it's kind of catchy. Anywho, another TJ Maxx find. So this is Morphe Fluidity Full Coverage Foundation. I have been using, or I typically used, what foundation? Hourglass. Now, in comparison to Hourglass, because this is a pretty pricey foundation, but the match is flawless and seamless. It's a seamless finish liquid foundation. I would say it's medium coverage because it's pretty buildable. This is full coverage and it's matte. This is more of a dewy finish. So, I mean, whatever your preference is, you know, whatever. I typically use the Hourglass, so I would say I like dewy because I like for my skin to look like it has some life. The matte finish is a little bit too plastic, harsh. I'm not gonna say harsh because I mean, I like a matte look too. This will be my second time using this, so we're still testing it out. But the first time I used it, the match was really good and it was light. It wasn't
Heavy.
this is the shade F380. Again, I found this at TJ Maxx. I like Morphe's makeup as far as like their eyeshadows. I have a few of their brushes, and for instance, this one that still needs to dry. And this is the Morphe M439 brush. I use this to blend. But anyway, and I also got this other one. It's the Morphe F3110 Fluidity. Same foundation. They're very similar, but this one is slightly darker. So these are the two I'm going to be using. Trying to let this primer set before I go in. Primer sets. I learned this from Arnell, but I did notice the finish is a lot more seamless and flawless if you set your primer, like, you know, right before you go in. Two years.
Use the shade. Can you just lightly tap, 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 tap. 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 Again, tap, 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 tap. Use not much pressure because I am holding the end of my brush, so not a lot of force, but just lightly press the product in. It shouldn't be a thick cast, but you know, help absorb some of the primer and gives you a better foundation for your foundation. See what I did there? So now that I have primed.
Concealer. And this is medium beige in the OG LA Girl Pro Conceal. You've seen this everywhere. I got this at the beauty supply. I use the color Fawn because it's closest to my natural skin tone, and then I'll use the lighter one to highlight. So for me, I have dark under eye, like circles. Again, I have 3 kids. Shout out to Aubrey G and Petal. But I'm just gonna ever so gently give a light layer to my under eye. I consider this light for me because I've seen some girls go all the way down with their concealer, but nah, I like a soft beat. Okay, so that's the under eye. Do I want to do my nose? I guess so. Okay, that's it. I'll warm up a little bit. And I'll just apply this everywhere. I will put the highlight that I'm gonna put on top. Okay. Now I cleaned my beauty blenders earlier too. They still seem a little bit wet too. Take a paper towel, because I keep a paper towel close by. Just get some of that excess water out. But it's nice and soft. The little case I have in them left a line around them. The case that came with them. I don't think I put them in right, but hey, let's go with it. And we're just gonna use the fat end. I'm gonna turn it to the teardrop end to get the inner corner. But just give it a gentle press, you know. Press, 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 press. Press, 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 press. Okay. And I think I'm gonna turn some music on and just do a voiceover because it's pretty quiet. So at this part of the video, I started using the Morphe Concealer that I purchased at TJ Maxx. And it's a pretty good, affordable brand. I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with Morphe from their notorious makeup eyeshadow palettes. Their brushes, like their products are pretty popular. But this is a foundation that I got for about $6 at TJ Maxx. And for a, I guess you would call it drugstore. Is it a drugstore brand? I wouldn't say it's a premium makeup brand, but I mean, Morphe is, you know, very durable, it's reliable. I think it's established itself as a pretty well-known brand within the beauty industry. So if you're looking for more bang for your buck, I think this is a very, very good foundation to use, especially if you're a beginner and you don't want to splurge. Maybe you're on a budget, you know, hey. And I just continue to apply with the beauty blender. Just, you know, press the product into my skin. Tap, tap, tap. I sped it up here because, you know, I try to get to the point fairly quickly. Again, please be easy on me because this is like really my first YouTube video that I've actually took my time to really edit. I've recorded several, but like I really tried to edit this one, get my feet wet. So please be gracious with me. I hope you enjoy the final look. And I just continue to press the product into my skin. This is the second Morphe foundation. It's a tad bit lighter. Try to give it that flawless, seamless finish. I use both products together. And by applying it onto the skin first, it kind of allows the product to warm up and it adheres better to that primer that we put on the at the beginning of the video. You really can't tell the difference between using a primer and not using a primer. If you're not using a primer, I suggest you to get into it, because if you're an oily person like myself, it's key. It's very key. And at this part of the video, I just continue to beat. I get on my neck, go back over my eyelids, because I did apply eyeshadow, which you're not gonna see on this video. Sorry. I'm not very confident in applying eyeshadow, but hey, we're in this together. We're gonna learn together. But I did use eyeshadow, so I did put some of that excess product on my lid so it could act as a base for the shadow. Continue to do my cheeks, because that's kind of like where I have the most texture, so I went over that quite a bit on my cheeks. And just continue to beat, ladies. You press the foundation in, and then you go back on top of it with powder, which you will see here. I used a fluffy buffing brush for this, and you just tap the powder in. I used to sweep, but if you tap the product in, again, it gives it more of an airbrush seamless finish. So never brush or actually like sweep unless you're using it to like get the excess off. You want to always press your powder into your face. So that's what you'll see here. This time with Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I just always wanted to do that, and it's upside down. Some people say this is too light for me, but it's a highlight, right? And I just...
And here is the final look. I'm curling my hair now, my wig actually, as you can see. I didn't use any glue or anything to hold it in place. And I just continue to do sparing curls all over my wig. I kind of space them out to give it a more full voluminous effect. And again, this is a rush job because I was just trying to hurry up and get some content created so I could upload to my channel. But I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I plan on doing a couple more Valentine's Day date night looks in the month of February. And just keep a lookout for my channel. This will be something that I plan to do on a more consistent basis this year. I do want to take my channel more seriously. And again, I do have some weight loss videos coming up as well. And we'll just see what you guys are vibing with and go from there. Again, I thank you for taking the time to watch this. If you are watching it from beginning to end, I appreciate you so much. And stay tuned for more to come.